got Sam in the building. I think I reached out to him like maybe a year and a half ago, something like that. The first time. So like, yeah, we won't talk about how like you know me and stuff like that, but yeah, how did you start music and all of that, man? Let's start there.
So I feel like I was always rapping from young.
Like how young? Because is it like freestyling in the car on the way home kind of shit? Or?
Not even, you know, like my like friendship group, even like primary school, man. I feel like some people would say like high school, but when I was like primary school, it was like bro, it took like 8, 9, bro. I remember like my first bars used to be like, oh, I spit like thunder, I spit like wind, cause I'm on fire, kid. I walk at night, I wear a cap, I don't need a light, and I don't need a map on beat. Yeah, like, bars, like I was like, yeah, cool. So, but then on top of that, like I was always like around music because I grew up in church. So like, I was always playing keys from young. I've been releasing music for like 7 years. So I think when I got to about like 16, 17, I must have gone to like my first studio session. And then I had a song, put it on SoundCloud. And then yeah, from there, man, I just carried on releasing and going studio and stuff. And I guess the progression has just been.
So who made the decision to start doing the gospel thing?
Huh?
Who made the decision to start going to the gospel thing?
The gospel thing, meaning like the
like church and stuff like that, singing there.
Like, so I mean, like I mean, I'm Christian, so it's like I think like a lot of people don't even realize it, to be fair. But like when I was growing up in church, I was always the one like playing piano and stuff. So like I didn't necessarily sing that much at church, but I was always like involved with like music, like playing piano or picking up other instruments like guitar, drums, and stuff like that. So I think it was always kind of embedded in me, and I feel like people who go to church understand it. Like if you grow up in church and you're not like, especially when you're involved within music, it's kind of embedded in you. Like, so there's a lot of things that even nowadays have become a lot easier for me because I know I have that kind of foundation. Like, you can't beat a lot of like church music and gospel music, and even though gospel music isn't what I make, like it definitely like carries influences through music.
Like, there's like elements of it, right? Because you go like quite high on like some of the tracks where you would assume that, let's say you heard like 100 bags for the first time, you think that you'd never go to that kind of like height. And you do like a lot of like you did like love songs, romantic songs and stuff like that, and I feel like that carries a lot of weight with the whole like gospel kind of music too, with the way you do it, like falsettos and that. But like, when you say that, are people like, what the fuck, like you went to church and that, like?
Yeah, I mean, I think
based on the way your tracks are and stuff.
Yeah, I mean that, I think that's the topic of its own, but I feel like also like I'm Sri Lankan, but there ain't a lot of like brown Christians. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like where there's not a lot of brown Christians and stuff, like I think that's like there are, but I don't think it's as common. So naturally they wouldn't look at me and think like, oh, mad, like you must have.
I've only met one other like in like high school and stuff.
Yeah,
and that's like one. I met
Sri
Lankan and stuff.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like so I think like it is uncommon, but it's there, innit? And it's not. And to be fair, like I didn't grow up just around like Asian church or whatever. Like the reason I was like quite exposed to a lot, like I used to play at like all kinds of churches with all kinds of races, and I think that was the beautiful thing as well. Like with like stuff like religion and stuff, especially Christianity, like it's quite multi-faith and not multi-faith but multicultural within the faith. Like you might go to a church and see black people, like brown people, white people, like everybody. So it's like you get to meet like everybody, and you're exposed to everybody, which is I think a key part of like my artistry as well, because I think especially the way the scene is, like it's very easy to get caught up in, oh my god, he's brown, so he must make brown music. Like what the fuck is brown music, bro? Like I make music,
and I feel like there's like an expectancy as well from your audience
like,
to kind of create
and
that,
it's like respectfully saying it's a shit expectancy that like I think like it's definitely put a lot of our people 100 years behind where we could potentially be, because that kind of feeling of like, oh my god, he's brown, so why don't you make brown music, or why don't you sing in your mother tongue? Like I because I don't want to. Like and it's like for me, it's like my goals
and
are way bigger.
Who think that that's what they have to do.
Exactly, you don't have to do that. You don't really have to do anything. Like
my
goal is to be a British artist. A British homegrown artist, but in the likes of Stormzy, Dave, Ed Sheeran, like Stormzy's Ghanaian. That doesn't mean he's like speaking.
He doesn't like create Ghanaian music.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's
influences. You have to expand outside of your niche first, anyways, right? So you
of course,
have
and
to,
like for me, it's more like I'm not gonna lie to people and like where my influences come from.
Yeah.
Like just because I'm brown doesn't mean like my influences were necessarily rooted in like South Asian culture. Brand. I had to teach that to myself afterwards.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? As I was growing up, and that definitely when I was now plummeting it back into my music and stuff, that was a great thing. And there's so many beautiful parts of my culture that I still can't wait to show the world. But I feel like there are like baby steps, and for me, it's like primarily it's like I just make music that I like and I would want to hear. Like I feel like there are a lot of people maybe they have certain types of music in their playlist. Like me personally, like I don't go to my playlist and like even though I'm South Asian, I just don't go like on a car drive and be like, oh, I'm going to listen. So I feel like the people I make music for are like the fact that it's like, oh, we live in a multicultural society, and maybe there are people who also listen to my music who also listen to it, and that's great because that opens my eyes to stuff as well. But there are also a lot of people who I know are like me, who like want to listen to music that's like that, and the great part is it's created by someone who maybe looks like them. Like when I was growing up, I didn't see anybody on the TV that looked like me. The representation.
But that's why there's that expectancy in the first place, right?
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like it is changing. It is definitely changing. I think like the times are definitely changing. I think once upon a time, maybe if when a white person like Eminem jumped into like a black music space, it was definitely seen like, oh, but he was just so incredibly great that he was kind of accepted with open arms.
You couldn't help but accept him.
100%, yeah. But like, and I feel like Nav has definitely done that, like by his own right. But I feel like from a UK standpoint, especially, I don't think there's anybody really like not carrying a flag, but like where you can say, oh my god, that's that. Oh yeah, like you talk about the greatest UK artist and you put a brown person in there. I don't really see that happening a lot, and I think that's like me personally. I think
now's probably the closest, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think I definitely want to be a part of that change, and changing that kind of narrative as well, man.
Yeah, because I feel like music kind of carries like the differences in what the culture is, anyways, right?
Yeah.
So we're in like Britain where there's obviously loads of different cultures and stuff like that, and like even when it comes to like marriage and stuff, we're kind of expected to like stay within our own kind of culture, right?
Yeah.
And most people will anyways, because that's like the norm. But some people are like bridging that gap and stuff like that, and they kind of want to feel like all inclusive because that's what they've seen.
Yeah.
And you can't fault them for that in the same way you can't fault like our parents, our grandparents for like staying in the same niche kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like that change that you're kind of trying to almost not be a part of because you want to transcend your niche.
Yeah.
But there will be a lot of people who obviously follow you because they're Sri Lankan too.
Which I respect.
Yeah.
And it's like, man's
and
like,
obviously you have to say, you fuck with that. Like,
I'm on a all
any connection point is a good connection point.
100%. Like I'm on, my thing is simple, man. Like, I want to break the stereotype.
Yeah.
Like, with everything I do. Like.
So what do you feel like the stereotype is?
What I feel like stereotype is, I don't think like someone who looks like us should have to be painted as all like raw. Like when they walk into a room, it's like I can't. Right now. And I've been in the room, so I know, the amount of times, like, oh, maybe the vibe that they're getting from me first is like, okay, great, he's great, and maybe they factor in that now I'm brown. I can sometimes feel the energy change. Not every time. I can talk about but I feel like that comes from a fact where a lot of people can't fathom that a brown person could be making this kind of music, or a brown person could be good. Even at making certain types of music, which I feel like is a conversation to be had, not now, because for me it's like I'm very respectful of the space I'm blessed to be in. Like it is not a brown music space. We are in a black music space, and I've always grown up with so many different types of friends, whether my friends be black, brown, white. So I've always been accepting of everything, and I've always felt accepted with welcome arms. However, I understand with social media and how the world is, like, it is a stereotype, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, we are not... The average brown kid is not born and expected to be the next global superstar. They're expected to be born and become the doctors, engineers, a mathematician. Of course, that is changing. Yeah, but even...
But it's crazy how we still stem back to that shit, right? Like, it's such a cliche thing to say.
It's
but
fact,
it is how people, like, see
it's like it's what I call a village mentality. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a very village thing. Like, I don't know how it is, like, in other countries, but I know, like, in Sri Lanka, when my dad talks about, like, yo, when they were in school, like, naturally, like, it's crazy. Like, a dumb person in Sri Lanka, in, like, the village, like, who may be, like, dumb at maths, considered there. Over here, if they come, they'd probably be mad smart at maths. Like, because the standard's so high. But on top of that, like, my dad would always say something like, oh, like, there are people over there who do arts subject, but naturally, usually, they only do arts if they're not capable of doing the academic stuff. So automatically it's already looked down upon, because that phrase in itself,
what success looks like.
That phrase in itself is like, oh, you can't do arts. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like I've got a whole economics degree. And like, I was a very academic kid. When I bump into people from like high school sometimes, and I was like, oh, yo, I'll go on like I know a lot of them have told me, is like, yo, they're in shock, because like, they were in some classes where like I was banging way higher grades than them. So for them to fathom, like, yo, this guy's like choosing this career, like, the music career is not the career that you pick because you want to make money. Like, I'm not here because I want to make money. I'm here because I want to make a bigger lasting change than just being in an office all day. Do you know what I'm saying? And,
and it's more like a legacy, right?
Exactly. And that's no disrespect to even office, because I respect my 9-to-5 brothers as well. But it's like,
you have to do it. It's a system, right? People are just using it.
Hoping
to get out.
I just think it takes a lot of damn courage to actually follow your dream and stick to it. And like, I would be a damn liar if I said, like, I've been releasing music for 7 years. Like, I'd say more seriously for like 3-4 years. But it's like, I'd be a damn liar. There's always going to be troughs and like ups, like, where you think, where you think like, yo, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing, or this is what I'm not doing, or it's like, oh, maybe this isn't working, maybe I should quit, or maybe I shouldn't. Like, there's always those type of thing, and it's even harder when it's not financially rewarding. Like, this is not the industry you go into to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bake bread. It's sad because social media can make it seem like,
like, it's a marathon at that point, right? Because you know, you have to keep on building it accumulatively, and you know, you kind of get like sidetracked when you get on that trough. So like, what was the first trough that you almost felt like quitting?
The first time? I'd say... Because
that must have been a big moment for you.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? I won't lie. I think like where I've honestly felt like quitting has been times where like I haven't been able to compartmentalize my personal life with my public life, if I want to say, like my music life type thing, because it's real, man. Like, a lot of people think like, oh, people with all these social media followers, like, they're gods, bro. Like, like, they don't go through normal shit. Like, no, that's not true. And I don't even have like so many mass followers. I'd consider myself famous or anything, but like, I know there's a certain expectancy, because it's almost like they've put you on this kind of like influencer level where it's like,
especially when you've been on certain radio stations and stuff, and you get certain accolades on playlists and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean? Like, that's great. You know, it is great, like, type thing.
But now that's like, the perception that you're kind of like feeding off to everyone else. They think that you've kind of
course,
made it,
and it's like, what people say, I'm still a human that goes through human problems. I'm still a brother that will get into a toxic relationship, or who will have normal family problems. About that, so that's kind of evident, nah, but like, for me, again, that's my other point.
We'll touch upon that later.
We'll get. But it's like, for me, it's more like, I'm a big believer in like, there used to be this one person I remember, like, who would always bang on to me like, oh bro, like, you need to work harder, man. Like, Future's making 100 songs a day. Then them man sleep in the studio, lock themselves in the studio. And I would always feed into him like, oh my god, like, this is what this life is. If we want to blow up, we need to sleep in studio, bro. Biggest cap. And I tell you why, because bro, I will never understand someone who just lives in the studio but doesn't have inspiration to write about. Like, you're not living life to have inspiration. but what, you're writing about the same ex from 7 years ago. That could never be me, man.
Or you're fabricating your lyrics.
Do you know what I'm saying, innit? It's like, I get that though. Like, I think fabrication is a harsh term to use in songwriting because I understand it from doing it. It's like taking inspiration from other stuff. Like, I know there's times I've written songs, they've got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
But like, they might have happened to my brethren who's like telling me one story, and I'm like,
and
you know what? And I've written a whole song about it. Like 100 Bags, for example. Like, there are elements where I've personalized it and maybe put my touch in it. But ideally, that song is literally what I say. I told bro, relax. She gonna want you back, but for now, worry about the stack. Need 100 bags. Someone has fucked over my boy, and now I am telling him.
Many times as well, so I can hear the lyrics, bro.
But now I'm telling him like, bro, allow gal, man.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be dealing with any gal until we have 100 bags in our account. Let's make a pact right here, and I wrote the song.
Yeah, and you know it's relatable as fuck because that's kind of what everyone's thinking around our age group. You know what I mean?
It's real. It's real.
Especially when we come into like this, like whole, we still have to pay for shit as men and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And females are coming up and they're making the bread as well. So we have to like keep up with that whole trend.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's true, man. It's true. Like it's definitely a thing. But to answer your question about troughs, like man, like the been better times, but I can't even pinpoint like every time but there's definitely been better times, like especially like even this year, bro. Like before, I hadn't released a song in like 7-8 months after Last Day in Paradise, and even a lot of people ask me like, why do you go quiet? And like I had a lot of stuff in my personal life bubbling, but it's like I definitely was the closest to quitting music, and that was not because of like I didn't. It's like you feel like, am I doing enough? But it's like, I'm someone with like high expectations, goals for myself, ambitions, and it's like people gotta remember I've been releasing music for 7 years. Like someone came up to me the other day and they were like, yo bro, like just wanted to say like you've like been a big inspiration to me, and they're only like 19, and I was like, respect. Like, and he was like, nah bro, seriously, like I've been listening to you since like Island Kid. Now when I deep, like Island Kid is like 5 years old. So I was thinking in my head, I was like,
that must feel bad for you as well.
That means like he's been listening to me since he was 14 to 19. So like he's been growing up with you, man. He's grown up listening to me, which is like for me is humbling, because that's like some things that we say about like Drake or some shit. Like it's like
Dave,
cool.
right? Because that's kind of the comparison that you get probably.
Exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like
so
it's very like humbling, and it's a great position to be in, where it's like, mad, like okay, like. Yeah, man, but it's definitely an up and down road.
Yeah, man. But like, obviously, you kind of have to deal with that. So, like, how would you deal with those troughs? Let's talk about the whole like 7 to 8 month break. Tell me what you can about the whole like why you took so much time off.
I'm trying to think. How do I say this? Alright, so. 7 to 8 month break.
Bro, people were asking for your music, man. They were waiting. They're like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, Sam? Like, hurry up!"
Now, do you know what it is? Yeah. I was in like a bit of a predicament in a relationship. That like, no disrespect to the person, even it's just like, I think, was I maybe even ready for that level of thing? Maybe not. Now in hindsight, you know what I'm saying? But like, it was just a lot. It was just a lot to deal with, and it's like it was a lot to deal with, and I think. I started going through other stuff in my personal life where like stability was becoming a thing, and it's like for me, I'm always big on peace. Like I don't like being stressed out like too tough. But having said that, that's not even like the person stressing me out. It's like the situation stressing me out type thing. And like when it was that, like I was unsure. Because another thing is like I am this person who's like I'm like a chameleon of genres in music. Like people listen to my catalogue, like you'll never just find one genre of music. Like I can do the Afro thing, I can do the R&B thing, I can rap. Like, and I'd like to say like I don't do them because I'm doing them half-heartedly. I do them because I genuinely think I'm very good at each like kind of sound. But I wanted to approach 2023 with like, this is my sound, and this is what people are gonna know me for. So it was kind of like. Also, whilst I was weighing up what was the best move, because I had about 3 or 4 singles like that I was choosing between which was going to be the first one. And the maddest thing is I'd done a whole promo campaign in my head for a big single, which wasn't 100 Bags. And it was like, now when I listen to that, I'm like, I'm very glad I went with 100 Bags.
Yeah.
But like, it was 100 Bags seemed like the no-brainer afterwards, because when I was like, oh damn, like I feel like this whole 2000s thing is coming back quite strong. I actually made the song way before all of that, which was great as well. But
that's kind of your sound, right? Like I assume that's the kind of music you listen to.
Yes.
Like, me and my boy are very big on that kind of 90s genre. Like he only makes like Tupac type beats and stuff.
Yeah. So like it's great. So it's like, but for me as well, like it's the perfect genre that allows me to rap, but it allows me to sing and be melodic as well. And you could do both, and it doesn't sound weird. When I think back to all them 90s records, like, bro, you might have some like What's Love with Fat Joe and Ashanti, like, you know, What's Love? But then you could just be like, coming in, like, so it's like, so, but you never thought it was weird, you just thought it was a vibe type thing. And I'm just like, like, that is me in a sense. Like, I am like that melodic guy, but that rap guy, but that flow, like, and that's like, I wanted a sound that can encapsulate everything. And man, that's why I'm excited for, like, even that the next song, like, about to drop, like, TikTok are loving it right now, like really loving it. Like I've never gained that much traction for a song ever in like 7-8 years. So like I'm excited.
So you feel like you kind of needed that hiatus to kind of like,
I think everything happens. I think everything happens for a reason. I think everybody comes into your life for a reason type thing. As much as obviously when you're in the situation, it's kind of hard to see, and you're blinded. You'll be like, oh no, I love them. Please, leave them with me. Stuck. And it's like it's hard, but once you do see the light, and like God is good. Like I always say this to people. Like I am quite a man of faith. Like I do think God's got a lot of people, and I definitely think like sometimes when they might try to take you out of situations and like you've kind of gone against it, they might be like, oh yeah, that's cool, fairs, and then they might hit you with the same situation again times 10, and now it's like first it might hurt, but like you're strong enough to deal with it type thing, innit? And it's like I feel like it's all happening right now. Or I hope, I don't want to touch wood, innit? But like I feel like it's all happening in a way where it's like I can feel like something big's on the come up, and I feel like all that stuff makes stuff like I said, the hiatus kind of worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like
and everybody, also, like, people are taking longer to release tracks once they reach a certain level, right? And that's kind of where you're at right now, right? Where you're like in the intermediate period between like someone who's not famous yet or whatever, and someone who's about to be, you know.
Like I mean, I feel like it's a common thing that sometimes people say, innit? Like, oh, you're one song away, and it's like it's a nice thing for people to say, but it's a really, as an artist, like people don't realize it's a really painful thing to have to live with, because you don't know what the song is. You're just gonna keep grinding out one song, and it's like one song, okay, maybe it's the next one, alright, no, maybe it's the next one, alright, doesn't matter, keep grinding, maybe it's the next one. Like how many times do you do that before your mental starts to question yourself, like, is it gonna be the next one? Like you don't want to have that thought, because that thought is like it's like the devil, bro. Like you don't want those thoughts. Those thoughts start coming, and it's like hard to get rid of unless you're like very like mentally like tapped in.
And I guess you kind of need those like kind of moments in your life anyways where you have to be stoic. Like I love using that like stoic switch in my brain sometimes, because obviously like, you know, when you go through like this toxic shit, or when you go through like a time where you're not feeling stability, let's say like I lost a job in it and lockdown and stuff like that, so like that was kind of like a trying time for my mental, because it's like I'm doing all of this other shit that's not making me bread, right? And that's like, do I even carry it on, because I've lost the thing that's feeding into it, you know? So that was kind of like a fucked up situation for me, and I guess like you were feeling kind of the same sort of sentiments. You know?
Yeah, no, I understand. Like I say, I think whether I said it's something like relationships are a great thing, because it can teach you a lot of things, and it's like I always like to say, like, no matter who I meet in life, no matter how like big or small, how long or short whatever relationship was, like, you're cool, they're there to teach you something. And sometimes one thing I did learn recently is like people, like especially guys, like to think that, oh my god, women like stability in men. That's true, I think they do, but like I think humans like stability, bro, because I started to look at myself, I'm like I mean, we're
hunter-gatherers, right, at the end of the day, you know?
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't like being stressed.
Yeah.
I need to be stable, bro.
Yeah,
like nobody likes being stressed. Like
yeah.
nobody likes being financially stressed. Nobody likes being mentally stressed or physically stressed. Like you do want stability type of thing. I think a little bit of stress is always good. Like me, I've always worked under stress and worked under pressure. And I'm a big believer. Pressure makes diamonds. Like cool, calm, run it like type thing. But like every human has their limits as well, innit? So I'm saying like same way like you're saying like yo, that's a test for you, right? That job, losing that job, and it's like cool. I feel like the real test in that is like, and the testament is that you carry this on. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that I meet, and that's what I said one time in a podcast. I was like, a lot of people talk about, oh, would you die for it though? Like, would you die for this? Like, would you even go broke for it, bro? A lot of people wouldn't even go broke for it.
Yeah.
At that point, why the fuck are you talking about would you die for it? And all that? That's just palaver, bro. You can't even go broke for it. Do you know how many?
But that's the thing. Like, people have to exaggerate the sentiments.
Do you know how many people for example, like, let me take. Do you know how many people in lockdown we saw startup ventures that like as soon as everything opened up again, and then it just went off. Like, I respect the people who started off their ventures.
I saw bare nail technicians, bro, out of nowhere for no reason. Like, all of these guys, bro, just like fucking
hotel nail technicians.
But yo, they made some bread, bro. They made some bread, probably like £400-500. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, do you know what it is like? For me, I can take someone seriously when they take themselves seriously. Yeah. Same way I can respect your craft if you seem like you take your craft seriously. If you just started something in lockdown and then suddenly it started vanishing off because the whole world opened up, for me it seems like that was just a period in your life, which is still also okay. Yeah, it's fair for you to say. However,
something to do.
Yeah, or like you wanted to start something new, maybe you thought, and that I get that that's entrepreneurship, bro. That's business. Like even me, I'm an entrepreneur in my own right. I'm saying it's music, but it's like it's a business. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I think where I really respect people is like there are so many people I've seen like. Also on the flip side, they started something in lockdown. Maybe they've got furloughed on their job. They started something, and now that's what they do. They do their dream because they had the time to do that. And I have such a high level of respect because like I meet certain people sometimes. It's like not only are they happy financially, it's like they're living their dream. They're like, we wanted to do this, and this is something every day I wake up I want to do. And the best part about it is I know it makes me money, so that I don't need to worry about that whole. Money makes the world go round because not only am I doing something I love, it's financially rewarding, so I can be stable. You know what I'm saying, innit? And it's like that is a dream in any career. Like I'm just an artist and musician, but it's the same principle, bro. Like I want the same thing, man. Like I want it to pay off so that I can be touring, I can be making music and be free to make the music I love, but not having to worry about
because that's when you can
the
really
money that it's making
when you actually do the tours and all of that.
Exactly. So it's like, yeah, man. Yeah, it's some real shit, man. Yeah.
So how long did it actually take you to start making bread from it? Like, when was your first paycheck?
Like, Joy is like, there's definitely ways in the music thing that you can make money. Like people, but I won't lie to you. I feel like the hardest way you can pick to make money is being an artist. Because people do not see the costs of being an artist. People do not see.
Break it down for them, man, because they don't know.
Alright, for a single, they're not seeing. Alright, cool. Take a standard single. Okay, maybe I'm gonna say the standard. I'm not saying this is specific to me, but I'm saying I know. Like, let's take the stock standard individual. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the stock standard individual they might go studio. Yeah. They might have like a 4-hour session.
Yeah.
Guy might charge him like £30 an hour, to mix that session. Maybe they made it from scratch, beat from scratch. Maybe he's charging a bit more for that, or maybe he's taking a YouTube beat. But a YouTube beat, you need to clear a license, like you can be cheeky, put it out free, but it might have to. But if you're gonna do it lig, that's what I'm saying. Cool, like. Yeah, you're going to pay for the license. Yeah, you could get a little £30 MP3, but ideally you're probably going to go 60, 70. Cool. Yeah. Already you're racking up about like 2-3 bill. Can't. Let's say a music video. There's an average music video might cost you like 4 or 5 bill, or 3, 4, whatever, or economic crisis, let's say 5 bill in it, yeah? Cool. Calm. You're about 700-800 now, yeah? Calm. Distribution, yeah? To distribute. You might pay someone for a cover art.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have to take some press pictures. Yeah, so you look nice. Cool. Like, not only do you look nice, it's presentable in your eyes. Cool. That might come with the video. Cool, whatever. Then, deep, you're already like 1.2k in.
Yeah.
Then only is the biggest thing of marketing.
Yeah.
Because so many people just put it on. Oh, I don't understand why it didn't work. Oh, is that cool? Yeah. Fair enough. If you're doing the organic thing,
so you
and
do
just
all of that, and then you do like paid marketing on top of it.
No. it's not just paid marketing. It's like, say for example, if you really want something to do well, I'm a big believer in organic content, of course, but you might do maybe you had organic content bubbling for your TikTok. There are still elements that you're gonna have to pay for resources. Maybe you want some high quality videos type thing. Yeah, you can do it all organic, but still, even like time. I feel like if we look at time as a commodity and asset, bro, you are spending minimum $1,000 per single. Now, deep that, like you're saying, there are some people in like a 9 to 5, for example. So imagine the people who are now artists who are still in a 9 to 5, and now they spend their 5 to 9 doing this, what they love, and on top of that, everything they make for a 9 to 5. Imagine you make 1.7 a month. So you're telling me if you're spending doing a single a month, even you're spending like $1,000, so you only got £700 to spare.
That's it. That's fucked.
And then say you got bills. Say you got bills, and say you're trying to live out. And so you think you can live out? You think you can have a girl? You think you can have a girlfriend when your girl's going like, oh, I want to do more date nights? You're like, oh, babes, like maybe not. Oh, like that. Like, allow that, man. So it's like, especially the life of. I'm not saying that's. I don't like airing out my business like that. But I'm not saying that's applicable to me.
That was like a third person's perspective.
That's a general thing, like, and I get that because I've been in that position as well. I've also been in that position where it's like you could be making bread from like music stuff and still be in predicaments because like depending on the type of person you're like. I know me, like there have been certain times like you take the risk hoping that it helps, like you take the risk, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna do the big video, fair enough, a bit more costly, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna slap on the ads, or I think that would do. Maybe it doesn't do well.
Collaboration or something.
Exactly.
Like, okay, maybe these factors.
But maybe it doesn't do well. And then what?
Because I saw that It's Me Not You video, innit?
Yeah.
Like that. What that cost probably around $1,000 kind of thing, or was that
like,
one?
Do you know what? Do you know what? Is like I'm like I can't air out my business because I'm lucky that like my team is strong. Do you know what I'm saying? Like my team is strong because of how many years I've been doing it and because of the respect.
Yeah, because you both the relationship.
I have people who like, as much as I want it for me, like they want it for me type thing. So yes, we all get paid, and but we understand that there's a long-term plan here. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's like not everybody's in that position where they know videographer, they know directors. Like that's their brethren. Like like It's Me Not You, for example, was I knew when we made that, like me and Elevate, I literally told him, I was like, yo, like the Tamil Ting Hello Hi Vanakkam line is the gold. That's the money. That's the money, and I knew that's the money. Like, and to be fair, for the first 2-3 weeks, it wasn't popping off. And I was a bit disappointed. I was a bit like, nah, I know my marketing brain is good. I know this. And then I think one girl done a video to it, like the transition trend. And then suddenly, bro, we had like 400 videos or like something too. And in the day and age we are now, in terms of TikTok viral, that's nothing type thing, but when it actually dropped, that was definitely something. And I think for me it was a definite spike. It was a defo
to
testament.
Validate your marketing brain, you know.
Exactly. Nah,
like,
bro.
Fucking finally,
bro. Because it's like I've been knowing, bro, that like I'm good with the marketing like, from like time back. But it's always good to see those things, especially on an organic level. That's what I'm saying. Like I would always encourage any artist, like before you even think about putting money on Facebook ads and Google ads, if you can do it organically, do it organically, because when all of those paid ads really work is when they're paired with organic marketing. Because when there's something that's already organically popping off, and then you're like, oh, let me put a little £100 on there, let me put a little £50 on there, a little pinky here, little score here, like cool. Then it's
just
like,
taking
oh my
risks,
god, oh my god,
hoping that it pays off.
Exactly. So it's like there's ways around it, but yeah, man, like if you want to make money, don't become an artist and don't join the music industry, because like it's
don't give him competition, man, because he's trying to fly right now, you know what I'm saying? So why do you think bare people in this day and age have toxic relationships? Because you clearly talk about it a lot. Your marketing brain is on, therefore you know that that's relatable as fuck.
Of course.
So talk to the people, man. Why do you think they're getting in toxic relationships? Could it be a mix of what you said with the whole like money scenario and how we're not,
bro, honestly, I think the whole idea of toxic relationships is a social media made concept, bro. I think when we were growing up in, I don't know, like when we were growing up in like primary school, the media
kind of pushed that agenda a little bit.
Bro, when we were in primary school, even high school, I didn't hear nothing about I'm in a toxic relationship. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that until like songs were being made, and like I think music is such a big thing to like that can power this type of stuff, and like I think some people take a lot of this kind of like social media world like very realistically, like very seriously.
Well, that's mostly where they reside, right? If they spend most of the time there, and they are not the type of people who would be like, yeah, extroverted, or like they have a friendship group that they meet up with like every week or so, then, you know, that will be a world, isn't it?
And I think it's, for me, I think where toxic relationships, like, a lot of people can be self-aware. I don't think this is genius. Like, even me, like, I'd like to think I'm very self-aware. But even me, bro, like, I'll be the first to say, like, I got my ass to therapy. You know what I'm saying? I go to therapy because, like, as self-aware as I am, I need somewhere, a safe place where I can unpack the reason I am for what I am. Yeah. Where a lot of people do, they might know that, like, and again, I'm not trying to offend anyone, but on a respectfully one, they might know that their daddy issues from when young are the reason they don't trust men like that. But, like, have you tried to deal with that? Or are you because just saying it out loud is great. That's accepting is the first stage, but it's like where you haven't dealt with that now, and then now you get into a relationship, and now maybe you might be the person who's going, yo, my man's the problem. Or maybe even my man actually is the problem, but because of that, because of what you've gone through, the way you're having to deal with the problem is still not the best, so you can't work together. So instead, maybe you just have this like fight or flight mentality. It's just like, I'm out, I'm done. Now it's like, and then it's back and forth, and it's like cool.
Walk out the room kind of vibes, isn't it? Where you can't hear anymore.
The same way I'd say, bro, like the idea of toxic relationships, I think like some people like to point fingers and be like, oh, they're the toxic one. Nah, like, man, bro, if you're in a toxic relationship, it takes two to tango, bro.
Yeah,
you're both
toxic.
Staying in it, right? You're both toxic, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's so easy to just be like, oh, but
that's what they do. That's what toxic people do. They just point the finger. They don't like have discernment.
And bro, toxic people rub off on each other, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Innit? Like I can even say it, bro. Like I don't necessarily think I am that toxic, but I don't think any toxic person does, bro.
Yeah.
No toxic person goes like, yeah, no, I'm toxic. You know what I'm saying? And on a serious one, like maybe on a I want to be toxic. I think there's that element of like mystery to it, which can be cool, which can be sexy, which can be like, that's great.
It's a little bit more fiery, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it gets to that
but then it's like on some real shit. Do you want to have kids with toxic? No. I don't think anybody does, bro.
No, you don't want that to go down your bloodline, man. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, in the past when we were like in our 20s, especially with uni culture and stuff like that, and we're told, okay, to get over someone, you need to get under someone else, kind of thing, blah blah blah. Bro, that's how this toxic shit happens, bro. Because
I used to say
we do it so quickly that we can't even understand what we've gone through in the previous relationships, and then we've taken that baggage into something else.
Yeah, you need to unpack. No, 100%. Like we've all done it. I've done it. I'm sure you've done it.
And I love how people are talking about the therapy thing, even though like maybe a year and a half ago I'd be like, oh, people who go to therapy are pussies. And that's what I would have thought.
Facts.
100%. But now I'm like, okay, I've unpacked so many of my own blind spots through talking to other people that I understand why you would go to therapy.
Bro,
and you don't want to tell anyone that shit as well, because you don't want to give them like an upper hand and shit.
Of course, you don't want to.
Which is why you want that safe space.
So it's a vulnerable thing, man. You don't want to. The fear is like, oh, me telling you all of this and you using it against me.
Yeah.
Like, what? You use it against me. Like, I know, imagine you're all good, your partner, and then one day you have an argument and your partner goes like, oh, yeah. And they start using the stuff that you said, thinking that will never come up. Yeah. That's a shit trait. You know what I'm saying? I've even done that before. Like, man, like we're all human.
And I've stayed in relationships with people who've said that kind of stuff.
You know what I'm saying, innit? So it's like, I think, man, like with the whole being toxic and all of that stuff, I think it's great for a short-term thing. If that's what you want to do, cool. But I think when it really knuckles down to it, like, cool, like, if you can deal with it, fairs. But I see a lot of toxic relationships that, like, I don't even think they see the future with each other, but they're in it, right? Yeah. And that's the thing. It's almost like a game of stuck in the mud, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you're there. Yeah, you're playing tag.
Yeah, because they've like manufactured their whole lives around each other as well.
Like, I feel like
friendship groups are shared.
I feel like most people can agree. Like, everybody's been in toxic relationships where it feels like, even though you can wake up, look yourself in the mirror and be like, that is not the one.
Yeah.
But you persuaded yourself, but now I have to make it work though. It's been so long. Nah, I have to, man. Like, just by force. Like, it's gonna work by force. And the more you force, the more it's like forcing it away. Do you know what I'm saying? Innit? So, yeah, man. Like, toxic relationships, like, make up life. That's you. do you? But like, yeah, like.
But that's the thing. We let those.
I want to practice peace now. I want to practice peace now. Do you know what I'm saying? Innit? Like, don't get twisted.
Yeah.
My songs are still very much about real life, and like, I write. Sometimes I might be in a state where like people don't understand. Like, bro, there's been times where I've been in some happy ass relationship situations, like. And I'll be writing about the saddest shit in life, like, but that's just because I can take my mind back 2 times or moments, or like, same way, like, there's been times I've been in the most toxic shit.
Yeah. And
toxic shit is great for musicians because toxic stuff is so up and down that it's like, I can write happy music and I can write sad music, but I've feel all the emotions nearly 5 times a day, like I'm eating fruit, so it's like brilliant, bro.
Exactly.
I could be writing,
you need more fluctuation,
exactly. I could be writing 100 bags on, like, I'm not gonna chase no bitch, and then I could be writing a song called, I don't know, The Chase, where I'm talking about that I'm gonna chase this girl around the world type vibe, innit? Like, and that's just how it goes, man. Like, and like, I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't regret anything I've been through.
So do you think you like purposely put yourself in situations sometimes?
I definitely think
because of this thing,
bro. Like, yeah, like that's one that, bro, I was even telling.
When did you realize that you were doing that?
Like a couple years ago.
Because that's a mad thing to like have a realization about. You're like, oh, did I really do this a little bit because of the fact that I think I
defo have a thing for the unordinary, and it's like it kind of attracts, man. It's a bit weird. It's like, oh shit, like that doesn't seem like the normal. Let me dip my toes in, type thing. It's like even though like I know, yes, kind of like it's kind of like I like a challenge, like cool, but like I'm also not like I feel like my heart's pump bypass, bro. Like done multiple bypass where like every time I feel like, oh, it's breaking, or I got heartbreak, and now my heart's damaged. I've got a bypass, and I feel brand new again, like I'm ready to go. Bro, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's the life of a musician as well, because the more we stay in it, it's very consuming, man. Like, people gotta remember, like, with what we do, bro, like, sometimes we gotta go to the studio, forget whatever is going on in our personal life, even at home, family, even maybe your day job, whatever. You gotta be in that session. You gotta be present in that session. You gotta socialize. Maybe even on a fake thing sometimes, socialize, but most importantly, you're there to make a great piece of work. That is what, again, in my experience, it is a part of you. Like, it is like deeper, like it's really deeper. Like, this music thing is not like sometimes like people won't even realize some of my songs. Do you know the amount of times I've made a sad ass song but I put on some real upbeat shit, and people would, it's just what's almost like, I feel like that's a representation of me. It's like a metaphorical facade. You know what I'm saying? Like I've got a song called like Last Day in Paradise. The last song of last year, like that is a sad ass song. If anybody ever really listened to really listens to that lyrically type thing, like that song started with that chord progression that I had, which I played on keys, and I was like it's pain, bro. Like Last Day in Paradise is about your last day in paradise with someone that you love. But you know you're probably never going to see them again. So it's like, do we spend this last day fighting like we always have, or do we spend it like at least trying to pretend that we're all great, but we still love each other? If that ain't toxicity, then nobody can tell me that is that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so stuff like that, it's like, it's deeper, bro.
And I feel like shit right now because I've done that same speech to the girl on the last day kind of thing. Bro, I was like, we have to end this now, but low-key, let's just have fun, man. Let's just have fun.
You know what I'm saying,
man, that's what you get into, man. But yeah, I can't believe you have to kind of use these fluctuations and then sometimes like block it out, which is probably a good thing that you go to therapy so you can actually like
man, it's hard, man, because I think I used to be a lot better at it, like when I was younger. As I'm older,
blocking stuff out.
Yeah, definitely. And I was a lot more nonchalant, younger. Like,
because that's kind of like your music style, isn't it? Like nonchalant, kind of like that bravado that you try and pull across.
Yeah,
you know?
I guess like, man, like I can be dismissive, but like, bro, I'm a big, like, over the years, like, I got anxiety, bro. Like I overthink like a bitch, bro. Like,
it's crazy how like most like a lot of people are coming out with these realizations now. Because maybe they feel like it's an easier time to sort of like profess these things.
I won't even lie. Like, I'm quite an open book. Like I feel like with me, like I always knew on a self-aware thing that I did, like have these things about me. But like it's just like deal with it, innit? I feel like it's a guy thing, bro. It's like oh yeah, cool, innit, but don't be a bitch, innit?
Yeah,
just get on with it, innit? Like, cool,
yeah,
like,
don't cry in front of anyone.
Yeah, like all of that stuff. But like, I won't even lie. Like over the years, in more recent years, I've definitely been a lot more emotional, a lot more vulnerable, a lot more like fragile. Almost, I'd say, innit? Like that doesn't mean like man's a pussy. Like I can still get shit popping, but it's like on a feeling okay to be vulnerable thing. Like I've definitely reached like a max level that I've never had. Do you know what I'm saying? Which is great for music.
Yeah.
Which I definitely feel like when I look even some of my songs, I listen to songs. When I first used to make music, I would notice like there's a lot of times I touch on topics which may seem like deeper, but I would just like use them as like a metaphor or something. So it wouldn't really be like too deep. But it's like,
because you don't want to like out yourself either too much, but you still want to understand what you're actually going through and then change it, rather than like
I know, like when I was listening back to like some old song the other day, like I knew exactly what I was going to when I said this bar or that bar, but like I don't think anybody else will know. Whereas like over the years, I've definitely become a lot more accepting with the fact that it's okay. Yeah, like, it's okay, bro. Like it's okay to let
it's hard to play that kind of facade and that nonchalant character, bro, when you're not that...
The facade fades, bro. Yeah. The facade fades. If you're unhappy in life, bro, the facade will fade, bro, eventually. Because you will have to break. Or your music will have to break. And then you have to pick one. And honestly, it will be better for your music if your music breaks. Yeah. Because when your music breaks, maybe you're going to make the saddest songs of all, but they're going to be hits, bro. They're going to like, heartbreak breeds the sickest songs, bro. Yeah. And like, I can live by that because I know that's some of my biggest songs and some of the songs that even have coming out like soon. Like if I remember that the place where I've written some songs, like, I'm like, damn, that blood, damn, that's kind of mad. Yeah. But it's like, like the next song is called Where Your Daughter At.
Crazy.
I don't wanna. Where Your Daughter At is a crazy. Like I think it's a very. You'll probably like the concept is the hook goes Auntie, where your daughter at?
Okay, I think I've heard it on TikTok already.
Exactly. She keeps ringing out and call her back. We all know where your daughter at. 2 cups in her hand, one in all her, man. Yeah. Mommy thought that she would be a doctor, but now she all up in the uni getting fucked up. We in the middle of the rave like she don't care, and she dropping it down for me with no fear. For me, I wanted to make the anthem for not only girls but for guys as well. We all know. We all know. At least one girl. Life, we all know at least one girl where it's like
one.
Shit, their mom don't know they're here. Yeah. Or like even on guy level, bro. I can't lie. On a guy level, like when I've got that chant going on, if your mom don't know where you're at, throw your hands up. If your dad don't, bro, I thought that's the life of an ethnic. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this country, like if there hasn't been at least one time where your mommy or daddy didn't know where you're at, and you're just lying.
100%, man.
But I want this to be the anthem that you play, bro. Yeah, fuck that, innit? Cool, have a good time, bro. This is for the shubs, like this is for the party, and it's like it's great because it's a Y2K tune, like it's like R&B, but it's got that Sam flavor on it. So I feel like my goal for this tune is like, bro, if I'm saying it now on this podcast, if I'm not booked for every uni freshers event,
trust me,
and I'm not performing, turning the whole club in my segment into a Y2K fucking club and make it look like an old Nelly video or something, then I've done it wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? So like that's my goal for this song, innit? And right now it's
Saucy's gonna get fucked up over there, man. You know, Saucy's gonna get fucked up. I remember them times there, bro.
Gotta love Saucy's, bro.
But listen, anything else you want to say to the people then? I think we got a little bit of a flavour. Not too much, obviously. That gives me more to like be curious about for the next time and that. But
definitely.
Any final words and that?
Thank you for anybody listening. Support my brother over here as well. I respect the grind as well. But yeah, man, just watch out for new music. I think this sound is definitely here to stay, and I definitely want to be a big pioneer of it, not only in the UK but on a global level. So yeah, if you're supporting me, now's the time to really support me with the actions, not just sat behind your phone and waiting for something to blow up so you can catch on the trend. Show me that you love man now.
Don't just wait for the transition.
Show me that you love man now, and trust me, we're all good in it.
Oh yeah, do you want to give any like shout outs to like other people in your kind of sphere that you're collaborating
with?
Oh,
definitely.
Because I know you work with quite a lot of people.
My brother Tivian, or TVN Noir, will always have to, like, he's an insane artist. Most people who have heard of me were kind of like 2 Ps and pods. If you've heard of me, you've almost definitely heard of him. Definitely someone like AN Films. They do all like my music videos, and they're great directors. Or Ashwin and Sophia, like two of my very good friends as well. Elevate, another part of like the team. He's great, and just so many great artists, man. Like my boy Neeks, just so many. Like one of my boys, Hero.
Oh yeah, no, he's sick.
You know, Hero. Neeks is hard, man. Like my boy Hero. There's a guy called Chico Ross as well. He's like popping off right now. Like, but he's one of my brethren. Like, he's hard, man. But like, yeah, man. Bunch of people just doing their thing. I just hope this year's good for everybody, man. Like, that's all it is, man.
Yeah, hopefully everyone makes it out, man.
Literally, bro.
You know what I mean? Stability season on the way.
Stability.
But yeah, listen, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.